And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. We're talking some Cajon boys soccer. They have proven that they're one of the best teams in the Southern section this year. They might be Open Division, they might be Division One, but first things first, they want to compete for a Citrus Belt League title. And so far, so good for the Cowboys. Let's join them on the road at Redlands High School. Some Friday night football action. Head coach Rafael Lara doing a great job once again with the Cowboys, putting them in a spot to possibly win a league championship. No score at halftime with the Terriers. Cajon trying to get something going. Number 10, Sam Donis. Number 10 finds Luis Espatia, who tips it home and hit the crossbar, but that's a goal. And Cajon would take the lead 1-0 in the second half. So the offense finally coming around as the Cowboys stayed on the attack later. Oh, man. Derry Zamora fouled just outside the penalty box. It'll be a free kick. And Derry, he wants to take it himself. Check out the free kick. Bends it around the wall and in. Goal number 2 for the Cowboys. And they go up by a score of 2-0. And Derry Zamora was not done yet. In fact, after the game, he's like, "Do you remember me?" Derry, of course I remember you, man. Check out another big-time goal by Derry Zamora. Donis, some nice moves to slip away. And then Zamora, a real banger there to find the back of the net. And Cajon goes on to win by a final of 3-1 against Redlands to stay undefeated in CBL play. Big win for the Cowboys.
We knew that, most of us were trying to force balls, do it all ourselves, but we noticed that touching, 1-2s, quick crosses, to beat them. And that's how we got our first goal, first cross, first goal, and that brought them down a little bit. And then the free kick, the 2-0 just brought them down. We got an easy third one. It was just, we knew we had to switch it. We couldn't stay the same playing style because obviously it wasn't working in the first half.
Well, the first 15-20 minutes of the game, we had about 4 or 5 clear chances that we didn't put away. So the game was good. We looked really good. Probably about the last 10-15 minutes, that's when players started losing sight of what they're doing. They start doing a little more individual stuff and lose track of our system of play. So I noticed that for the last 10 minutes, so second half was just recharge batteries, stay focused, restart the game, and create the same opportunities we had on the first half and put them away in the second half. Plain and simple. I mean, we were playing a really good game for the first 20, 25, and the ball just sometimes doesn't want to go in. We hit the crossbar a couple times, but second half, a whole different story. Once the first one goes in, we build that confidence, and obviously we were back to ourselves on the second half with a little pep talk just to relax the team and stay focused on the task of the whole team, not individual.
Now, if you follow Cajon boys soccer, you already know this. They've come so close the last several years to winning the CBL title. This could be the year. They've got some big matches coming up this week, including one with Yucaipa on Friday that we're hoping to live stream right here on IEMG. But we talked more with Coach Lara about winning the CBL championship. What is it going to take? And then, the big picture, the big goals this season, make a deep CIF run as well. Here's Coach Lara.
Honestly, probably the last 3 or 4 years been second place, and we miss it by a game that affected us earlier in the season, a game that probably had nothing to do with the top 3 teams that are fighting for league. So we always look back at things like that. So those are always the conversations that I have with the team. Players that have been here before that lived it, and the new guys that are coming in, we got to let them know what's going on so we can work on that and fix it and make that final jump. I mean, the hurdle to win league, and hopefully after that make it a habit to continue winning league after that. First of all, win league. League is our biggest goal right now. After league, of course, then that's when you start thinking of CIF. And if you win league, you should be placed pretty high based on the CBL league. Should be placed high on CIF and make a big run for it. But one thing at a time. I told the guys already. CIF should be a given based on the program that we have. That should be a given. Focus should be league, and then we focus on how we're going to handle CIF afterwards.
All right, from CBL boys soccer to CBL girls basketball, right now in the Citrus Belt League, it's no secret the front runner is Yucaipa High School. Yucaipa's got a great girls basketball team this season. But after Yucaipa for second and third place, those automatic playoff spots, it's going to be a real battle. There's several teams in the hunt for those positions, and of course, Cajon is in the hunt. They were taking on Redlands, trying to get a big win on the road against the Terriers to keep them, like I said, in the hunt with maybe teams like Beaumont, Redlands, East Valley for the top three. They've got a great player, number 22, Kyla Gilroy, and she was very impressive against the Terriers. The bucket there for Gilroy, and then off the miss, check out Gilroy. No, this one's from the wing. Hits the three there by Gilroy. No missing on that one. Gilroy did a little bit of everything. In fact, she scored the first 9 points of the game for Cajon. Goes coast to coast and lays that one in with the left. Redlands would battle back. It was 15-4, though, after the first quarter of play. A nice 11-0 run by Cajon to jump out on the Terriers early. There's Gilroy for 2 more early on in this contest. She led the way as Cajon picks up the big road win at Redlands, and they've got some big games coming up this week. They'll go up against Yucaipa as well. As we mentioned, Yucaipa is probably the team to beat this year in the CBL for girls hoops. Now, in boys basketball in the Ambassador League, we got a huge game that has league title implications coming up as Aquinas will host Arrowhead Christian on Friday. In fact, ACA was home against Linfield Christian on Friday, and I saw head coach David Johnson and his coaching staff at ACA to check out the Eagles, do a little scouting on these guys, because Aquinas wants to be ready for their big Friday night showdown with their rival here. ACA looking sharp, Gavin Skipper inside, then Clayton Impiana, the big-time dunk for ACA. It was close for about 3 quarters, but ACA would hang on at home against Linfield Christian. Final score of 60-53, but now a big one coming up for the Eagles as they go on the road, that short road trip over to Aquinas in a game that will ultimately decide the Ambassador League Championship. Of course, it's a home and home, so this will be the first of 2 games between the Eagles and the Falcons coming up this week. We will plan to have highlights of this game on next week's Sports Weekly right here on IEMG. But for right now, when we come back, we're going to check in with Cajon softball star Jada Villegas. She's a CIF champion, and now she is signed with BYU. That's next here on Sports Weekly on IEMG.